So today, I felt like doing some asset creation for some environments for the lobby of the abandoned building that will be in one of the missions. Um, it's not gonna look exactly like the reference I have down below, but a general idea of kind of the direction that I want to go with it. Kind of having that sloped or not sloped necessarily, but like semicircle kind of roof or ceiling, and having off to the side a reception area. Now, this reference down below here that I found, um, it is, I think, of an office building. And I have a couple other references I'll show that I'm going to be kind of looking at while I work on some models. But the idea is that the building is an abandoned school. But before that, it could have been, an asylum, maybe a hotel as well. Because large buildings will sometimes be used for different purposes throughout their lifetime. So I want to kind of reflect that early on, in much older, maybe early 1900s, maybe even a little older than that. It was originally some kind of asylum and has this kind of old looking feel to it. But then when it got turned into a school, maybe it had a more modern look added to it, or renovated here and there. But maybe the entrance and the lobby was largely the same as it was before. So yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna try work on the lobby for the abandoned school. Not sure if we're blended. Might have auto typed in. Okay. We're gonna create the kind of the general feel of it in Blender and separate the models out. Import them into Unreal Engine. Take a look at them there. If we need to make any changes to the meshes, like if they're too tall, too short, whatever, we'll do so before we do any kind of UV unwrapping or light mapping or anything like that, or texturing, of course. And then once we're satisfied with the feel of them, then I'll start texturing them in Substance Painter. I don't know that I'll get to that today or not. It takes quite a while to make models and everything, so I may just work on models. I may not even finish the general lobby stuff today. I only plan to kind of do this for a couple hours or so, but I was going to do it. Figured why not make a developer stream out of it, and so here we are. So let me get rid of this real quick. So as I said, got a couple of references. I have a ton of references for other stuff, but just for this, there were. Let's grab this over here. There were a few ideas. So here we have a lobby. Zoom in a little bit. Where you have the front door. This looks more like it was a hotel, because you have this very long reception desk. I don't want a really long one, because I want to have, make it more feel like it was a school, which usually they didn't have this big reception desk. Of course, Microsoft has changed it. There we go. This, of course, is what I was showing in the slide. Actually, I can close that program now. Yes. Okay. Where we kind of have the front entranceway here. We have this kind of feel to it. I don't necessarily need it to be like a grand hall. This was another kind of idea I was fishing around about. Having this, when you first walk in, maybe you see the way up and down. This would be actually like a basement level going downward. We could still do something like this. I'm not sure where I want to put the stairs. I kind of want it to be right in front when the player walks right in, but I may not do that. I don't know yet. What I do know though is I do want to go for this feel right here. So we are going to kind of do that. I'm going to move this over to the side here, so I can kind of look at it from time to time. Minimize it for now. Otherwise, I have some other references. So again, kind of to stick to that feel of old and new, you can see that this area originally, you can see this kind of older look architecturally with this it's not a dome, but this concave or concave or convex ceiling. And we might actually take this pattern and apply it to the other one. But then you have a mixture of kind of newer things like these bumpers on the ground. Obviously, whatever this addition was, and this could have actually been originally designed all like this to kind of give you that feel of old and new originally, but the idea is that you kind of have some new stuff with the old. In fact, that was the other one for that one. This kind of showcases that pretty well as well. You have these kind of older looking architecturally stairs down here, kind of an older style, but then you have this newer area over here, which is clearly like, you're looking at 90s, early 2000s kind of stuff, and then this is much older. I don't know if I'm going to do something similar to this or not, because on one hand, obviously, you can see that this does exist, but I could see playing the game, going into it, and kind of getting a bit, I don't want to say confused, but feel that it doesn't fit, right? Feel that, oh, why is this new stuff with this old stuff? That kind of thing. Now, I could do one thing that I had thought of, and that is that the building's abandoned but going through renovations. So you would have perhaps like trailers outside for like some renovation company, and it would also explain why there would be some electricity in the building. Because maybe it's being renovated to be reopened at some point, maybe early in its early stages. So we could have some kind of modern new stuff with old stuff. I'd have to think about that, but could do something like that. And again, this actually is from the same building as this, I believe. No, I'm sorry, not this, because this is the office building. This is a school. Let me see. Probably this one, I think. These are both the school. So you can kind of see that this looks older. This looks more new and modern with the drop tile ceiling, while we have this, which obviously is not drop tile. So we could have, again, that mixture of the upper floors could have this feel to them, and the lower floors could have this, because it would be cheaper to start renovating from the top, bottom, and everything. So that's an idea. And then again, this is from that same building, and again, this room looks much older, like it was something else previously. It wasn't meant to be a school classroom. You have older like wood tile, instead of having that linoleum crap tile that's easy to clean the puke off of. You have this old wooden kind of floorboard. And even these tiles are a bit older, and those are all from the same building. So that's the idea, but that's the overall idea. But first, like I said, we're gonna work on this, and what I'm gonna work off of is this is the current exterior model and there's glitching and stuff, but that's just because of Blender. Exterior model for the school, at least part of it. It's far from finished. The goofy colors are just because of telling what's different. This is like an exterior wall. These are columns, a different color wall. Window frames are blue, that kind of thing. So it's easier to texture later on. But then we have this kind of front door that the player will enter, and then come into the lobby here, right? And of course, this is not finished whatsoever. There's still things I have to do inside these buildings or inside these rooms, or at least like cut it off so it doesn't look like you can't see through. So I took this section right here, this kind of entryway, and I'll close this because I don't need it. And I've just put it right here, and I've only saved this bit because we don't need the other stuff to build off the lobby. So this is what we're going to kind of build off of to make this lobby. To give you an idea of the scale, if I go into the game itself, or into the engine, and I'm kind of playing around with the outside here, but nothing much yet. This is what it looks like. Of course, this is unlit. Lit, you can't really see anything. What if we jump in? Eventually, as Unreal Engine figures out what it wants to do with its life. Oops. Any day now, Unreal. I had gone through and opened all this before and made sure it all worked before streaming. And of course now it is being difficult. Okay, so here we are. So with the flashlight, you can see kind of how the scale would be of this building on the outside. And you would see, ideally you would have like the player's car would be somewhere around here. Maybe we have those trailers up here to make it look like we've got a renovation or a construction crew doing stuff. Very basic details right now, obviously. No textures have been added or anything, or there's not even a UV on this, so it's completely just the mesh. But the idea is that these would have textures, bump mapping, and everything, so it wouldn't look this simple. There would be clutter and stuff around, but here's the idea of how big these doors are. And again, trying to feel that like, or go with that old feeling of just those old buildings that have those massive doors. You can come in and then the lobby. And this I'm just playing around with. This will probably not be what will end up being the final, any hallway or anything like that. I was just toying around with some ideas. This is a gym idea that I was toying around with. And of course, if you've seen the screenshots, here's the area that I've done screenshots of for the actual abandoned school portion. The lighting's not there yet. It still doesn't feel quite real yet. So we've got graffiti all over the place. And then I do like how the lighting kind of turned out here. This I thought looked alright. Especially with the flickering. And then when we get to the second floor. But this isn't quite what we want just yet. Especially since, again, we want to have a lobby here. And this is all probably going to go and move. I don't know. I might even get rid of all this. This is more of like a demo with using these assets to see how they would look together. So, that might not even stay. But either way, we have the lobby to make. So let's start working on it a bit. So this is what we've got when we first come in. What I might want to do, so if the doors end up looking like this, we kind of, I won't say run into a situation, but we have this interior wall. And we can get rid of the interior wall from the other model just fine if it interferes. But we kind of want to differentiate it a bit so that it has some design to it. If we look at our source here, or our thing here, we've got like all these these columns and things and all these ridges, and obviously we're doing a different door setup though. So thinking of how a door would open, as this one is, you need to give it a little bit of space. So what I might do, because if we do this, you can see that that's gonna cut into that, and we can't do that. So I don't want to necessarily get rid of this. Why are these not? Why is that there? Hold on a second. Oop. That verse. Okay. I don't want to necessarily get rid of this, or get outside the bounds of this, because again, this is going to kind of fit in. But as I said, we can get rid of it completely, so it's not a big deal. So I have to kind of think what I want to do here, and I can start with this this wall, and actually, you know what? Let's just get rid of all the texture maps here. There's no reason for them right now. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So let's subdivide that. Now let's make sure that these are It's a white 0, white 0. Okay. So we've got our two halves here. What I could end up actually doing is adding a mirror modifier here. So we've got that. So now anything we do on one side applies to the other. And we'll just kind of start messing around a bit and see what we get. I've already got a weird thing going on here. What's going on here? Oh, that's because that's how the... Okay. It's the doorway. Let's get rid of all this, actually. We don't need any of this. That's all unnecessary. Because this will be part of the other thing. Okay, is that everything here? Should be. What we got here? 10 verts. Oh, that doesn't look right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. It might just be the engine being weird. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. So, subdivide this. And we got to get kind of close to the door, but not quite on the door. So let's get to, whoop, well, oh, vertex. About to there. So that gets me like right where the door is. So we know not to go beyond this part so that it doesn't screw with things too bad. Kind of want to do something similar up above, don't we? But we know that the door will fit inside of this just fine. It's only where the hinge is that we have to worry about with the door coming back so it doesn't clip through. Let me put this over here real quick. So, we do want these columns, right? We want some kind of neat looking columns that go up. And we're going to have like an upward areas where the dome's going to be. So this is that flat wall where the door is right now. So we'll subdivide this again. Oops. And we'll open this up. Maybe that's okay. Actually, you know what? Go 50. Subdivide it again. And then go 30. Okay. And then we'll undo this. We'll extrude this out, maybe 10 centimeters, and then extrude this out another 5, let's say. So it kind of gives us that fake, column a bit. I wonder if I like that or not. You know what? Pull this out more than 10. Pull this out like 20, and then make this 10. Because we want to make it kind of also feel that the wall is being supported by this. Okay, we can get rid of these faces because they're not needed. And so we kind of have this nice column, and we're going to have more wall going out to give more room to add more columns and details and things. Maybe not the same as these columns. In fact, probably won't because we got to make that dome. But for now, this will be okay. So we want to come up again. Let's go like 20. And we'll pull this out. Kind of fit. Same idea. So it's kind of simple, but it might work. As for these, see, this won't work like that. So what I might actually end up doing is something a little different with these. I could just do something like that. I don't really like it. I could also leave it. I'm just trying to look and see what the source looks like, and it actually looks like it only really cares about this. So pull those in, because honestly, this, let's get this here. Hello? Clip. There it goes. Okay. Okay, and then we will move double. Oop. Move the doubles so that we don't have a weird thing going on. And this should have, yeah, and get rid of those faces. So now we're gonna have this like kind of thing above, and again, same idea there. And then remove the doubles. So we're getting that kind of lip. We've got a bit of a column here. And then we can actually kind of make this column go up a little bit more to make it all feel more unified a bit. Not too much. Just enough to make it kind of have a bit more depth to it. Do I want to do this? Oh, hello. Why is that happening? Hello? What are you doing? Why are you weird? That should not happen. Is it because of the... Maybe it might be because of this? Doesn't like this. I'm not sure why. It should be fine. Huh. I know there's a couple ways we could do this. I don't know that I want to have anything here anyway, but I was thinking putting like a little curve. Which maybe I could if I do a subdivide here. And I bring this up. How far was this again? 47.9. So if I, oops, if I move this down just so that it's even. Might have to do something like this to get it to cooperate with us. And I'm self-taught when it comes to all this stuff, so I'm sure I'm not doing things professionally. Why? Again, I don't know why that's happening. It shouldn't be, but we're just going to get rid of this face and see if there's like some weird double bullshit going on here. It doesn't seem like it. We don't really need this or this. That's all okay. Is this the same way? Oops. Let's find out. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's something goofy that was going on with that thing. Oops. So if we pull this out and, I don't know, try to kind of make it match this a bit, just to kind of go with the shape of the door so it doesn't look too bad. Move the doubles. We're good. I'm just going to leave those polygons there. It's fine. Though this is, of course, if you want to go with the rule of 4 or 3 or 4 or less or whatever it is, that could cause an issue with texturing later, maybe. But it might be okay. We could also just completely remove or change this, but I'm just going to leave it for now because it should be okay. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Oops. Though a little bit, probably less. Well, maybe not. So what was the length of this then? Length of this is that 40 something 0.9, right? 47.9. So you're right. Okay. That's already there. Perfect. So we're gonna do this just so we have this matching the other side. And a lot of times I get way off of what my references are, so this may not end up looking very similar to what we decided to start with, but that's what reference is for. You don't have to stick 100% to it. So that is that. We're gonna want at some point to pick when we want to make our dome or whatever, and I think that's gonna be here pretty soon. Actually, we're gonna name this door wall. So if we have this, then we can come out, let's say another, like, who knows, let's grab this. Oops. Another 70 maybe. And really we just want to do this again on this side. And I should be able to just kind of copy paste it, but we'll see if it will let me do that. No, it's not gonna let me do that. It's not a big deal though. To just replicate it. So we want to go back another 47.9 or whatever it was. And a that here. And here. So like this. Actually, this is going to be different. So then we're going to come out here. This is going to be a bigger column probably. So let's say 50, no, 50 is what it is. It's like 60. And then this is just going to go straight down to the bottom. There should be doubles. Should absolutely be doubles. What? Yeah, there are doubles. What are you talking about, game? What do you think this is right here? Oh, it did not. That's odd. Okay. Let's find out what happened, what disaster happened here. This should match that. This happens sometimes. These Y's all match. Yeah, it should be okay. Huh. But yet it's not, when I pull it down, it doesn't actually do it. That's stupid. Why? Why you be this way? Okay, whatever. There's some little bit of math that's screwy going on already, but oh, I should have pulled it down a little bit first, but instead of doing it this way. You know what? Yeah, let's do that first. Because otherwise it's going to be just a little bit of a pain if I don't. Is this going to? No, that one's fine. So why the hell is this one? Why does that one do that? I'm just curious. I mean, obviously I fixed it before, but see, this one is okay. It's attached. Huh. What a stupid thing. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll get it one way or another. Alright. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all these. Don't need them. Okay. So again, we're gonna do this. Actually, what I'm gonna do is extend this out first a little bit to that 60 again. So then this should be a square column of 60 by 60, which it is. And this is actually going to go, I don't know yet if this is going to go further somewhere else. So I'm not going to get rid of these faces just yet. But I am going to get rid of some of these, because we don't need this. Oops. So we're going to dissolve some of these edges because they're not necessary. This isn't really necessary. I'm going to keep it though just because it's a division. But that doesn't need to have edges. This doesn't either. And ultimately these don't. I don't really mind having them though. Actually, you know what? Put them back. Let's not do that yet. We might want them for measuring and stuff later if we're going to keep things around the same. So I'm going to not screw with that right now. Okay. So here's we're going to run into an issue, right? Because I did it this way. I can, for now, do an edge split here so that they're not connected, like so. And then we do a remove doubles so that then now they are connected, or they should be, and they're almost connected. We have an issue here, which sucks, which is this, where we have this kind of lonely vertex here. So I am going to go ahead and dissolve at least this edge around, and I'm going to get rid of this edge completely. Actually, what the hell? Oh no, we might be okay now. Okay. Yeah, we're fine now. So as you can see, it kind of made all these this time. I'm going to get rid of them, just so it matches with this. So without the lines, our mirror shows kind of what it looks like at the moment. It's not perfect, obviously. I might consider getting rid of this face. And you know what? What will this look like? I wonder. Oops. First it does that, which is not good, but if I did that, no. We can screw with the detail of it to make it better another time. So, from here, this is kind of where we're wanting that first arch over the front of the door. So, we are going to do that, and we're going to first make this go up, maybe 50 or so. Again, I'm trying to look at my reference here, and it looks like I'm going to probably have this become something at some point. But we're just going to leave it for now. And so this is going to become the wall, essentially. And we can probably get rid of all of that. This, I'm going to extend all this up, though. So we're going to get rid of this face. Again, we're getting this weird shit where it's not, I don't know why it did that. Oh, that's why, because I had that selected. Okay, that's better. Two? Really? Okay. Say so. I feel like this is... Oh, it's okay. And then this is where we're going to start worrying about the arch. So I'm going to do it from here. We're going to go up, potentially, let's do 230, because that should be a good arch, I think. Well, it's going to be maybe a little bit more than actually. Let's go up another 20 or so. Because what's going to happen is we're going to just pull this up. Doesn't matter how much, really. Because this is just going to be used for this. I'm going to bring those together. Okay. And then we're just going to be able to make the arch like this. So that's how we're going to do the arch. And of course, we're going to add quite a few more segments to it. But effectively, that's going to be our little arch for that archway. And I'm probably just going to get rid of these. Oops. No, I'm not. I don't like that. I don't like that it did that. Forget how it does this again. Interesting. So it's because it's pushing it so hard on that little tiny thing there. So let's get rid of these edges here. It's a little better, probably. So we got that. And this is actually where the ceiling's going to be. So, yeah, we don't want these here. Okay, there we go. I think I was deleting the edge last time, and that's what screwed me up. Okay. We want these faces gone. And potentially these faces. We'll leave it for now. Rid of that edge though. Okay. The rest of these are just gonna fill up in this area. And actually, we're gonna do that. We can just get rid of all this up here. Delete those faces. Because we're just gonna fill them in. Now what I could do is something along these lines here. Oops. Where we can make a... Oh, this goes all the way there. I don't want to go all the way there. Make a little bit of an indent. Oops. So we subdivide that. And then we kind of bring this back, but we bring it... Oh, no, actually that won't work, will it? Because it's going to be weird. Well, I guess that's not really. Sure. The idea here... Oops. No, I did want to do that. Is we subdivide this in half. And then we're going to extrude this out, which means we need to subdivide this. Kind of did this a weird way. Okay. So what I want to do is actually pull this in to match with the halfway mark of that. And then we are going to, oops, agree these faces here, and here, and here. I'm going to shoot them out to there. Again, giving some kind of a edge feeling to it for now. And actually, we don't end up really needing this after all. Oops. Because no one's going to be up, you know, you're only going to be looking upwards from here. So this plus all of that can just be one big face like that. And we just get rid of some of these inside faces that are wasteful. Okay. So now we're kind of looking up. We got this going. This will smooth out. I don't know if we want to add more vertices to this or not. Probably not. This is probably fine. And we'll smooth it out. But we do want to put some stuff in here. Specifically, it looks like where this is. So actually, let's get rid of that now. Well, we're going to want to put a vertex here, I think, but then that's going to mess with that, or it might mess with that. Actually, do an indentation first. Or, ooh, do we? We want to divide this up a bit. If we're going off of the reference here. Because we want like a little chunk window here. So this is going to need some kind of lineup with some vertices up here. Which isn't the best, but let's see what we get here. So if we pull this in over here, oops, don't want to pull it down. It might be okay, honestly. It might not look as bad as I think it will. Which is always good. Hello? It's not wanting to select that. See, this is an issue. That will look bad. Now I could pull this back a bit. And pull it. No, see, it looks like crap that way. So we kind of need... We also need to subdivide this until we get something close. And this is a really stupid way to do it. But here I am. Not be T? No. Oh, crap! I always forget what the key is for this. It's like a control. No, it's one of those. Uh-oh. What is this? Now I get rid of whatever the hell this fucking thing is. What is this thing? What is that? Okay, well now we have this thing here. I don't know what this is. When I forget a hotkey, I then end up with all this shit that I don't want. Like, whatever this outline is. I don't think it's a grease pencil. Crap. Deselect all toggle action. No. Well, I did something. Let me see if restarting it will get rid of it. Nope. Cool. Well, I don't know what that is. Like what this is. Now I have to look it up. The wireframe appears when I basically push Shift T instead of Control T. Well, that's my translate. Okay, how the fuck do I get rid of it? Confirm. Like, how do I get rid of this thing? Object panel and simply remove, unclick the texture space at the bottom of the object panel. What? The fuck is it talking about? The object panel. This is a problem with learning on my own. I don't know what the fuck anything's called. I don't want motion tracking. I want that. Oh boy. We're on a roll too. Just feeling it. Object. Go to object panel and simply remove, unclick the texture space. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful fucking broken English. That doesn't do anything. Oh god. Yeah, this is wonderful. Maybe I find someone that can help. Alt Shift Object Properties Display Texture Space. Okay. Object. There is no properties. Maybe in the transform, because this is the transform thing. It's not there. Maybe it's under view. Properties. Nope. Object display options. There is no object display options. What? The fuck is it talking about? Display. That's the only display that there is. There's no texture space. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here, we'll just put it over there and just ignore it for now. I'm tired of screwing with it right now. Okay. Out of sight, out of mind. It's still there, but who cares? I think it's F. It's not F because that's face. Oh wait, it is F. I think that whole time we were just looking for F. No, this isn't gonna work. God damn it. Okay. So, we could do another thing. Well, if I do... I don't think this will work. No, because it doesn't actually... Yeah. I should have thought of this before I did this part. This happens quite often. Thing is, I could do something like that, right? Or even... Oops. Something like this. But that's really sloppy and I don't like it at all. And I don't want it to be that way. Alright, we're gonna try something else here. Alright, thickness, maybe like 10. Yeah, 10 should work. So we got that. Now, extrude it backwards. Actually, we don't want this to be this. Oh, shoot. Yeah. That might not be terrible, actually. Come back 10 as well. This is still screwy because obviously I want it to do something like that. But I bet there's got to be a way to cut that. I know that they have like an actual cut tool, but I don't really want to use it. I want to do something different. Otherwise, no. God, I really don't want to do the sloppy way. There's a good way to do this, and I'm just too dumb right now to figure it out. Let's see. I could go ridiculous, right? And do something like this. And I might end up just doing it because at this point it's getting so silly. But if we get rid of this, we come up here, for instance. That's pretty close. I'm pretty okay with that being the way it is. I could do another subdivide here and go even crazier to get it even more accurate. Like so. And just linking those two up like that. So that those overlap. This way I'm not messing with the curve. Oops. This was a stupid way to do it, but I guess it'll work. Oops. Really inefficient and dumb way to do this. Is this gonna cause a problem? Probably not. Oh yeah, it is. We'll figure that out in a minute. Again, not the best way to go in about this whole idea, but that's what we're gonna do. It's stupid, but it works, I suppose. This is why I'm an amateur. All right. No. Hello, sir? You should have doubles. And you do. You just don't know it yet. Ooh, wrong one. Yeah, it's so much a double that I grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, well, we're just gonna do this. There. Now it's removed it. Yeah, okay. And then we are going to, well, we're gonna get rid of this. And this. And the curvature is not important here anymore so much. And neither here. Oops. Okay, good. And just in case, do another one of these. 001? Nope. There, that's what the default is. Okay, so now we got kind of what we wanted a little bit. We'll go ahead, make the faces again. Now, I don't know if I want this one in the middle or not. Yeah, probably. That doesn't bother me too much. So now we've got this one in. We're gonna do one more on both of these. And it's going to be probably another 10 and negative 10. Not negative 10. Negative 2 maybe? Is that enough? Yeah. To kind of have that like little slanted look to it. That's all the detail we really need to mess with up there, I think. And so again, it kind of gets close to what our reference was for this part. Not 100%, but somewhat close. So, again, when it comes down to here, oh, this didn't do its thing. When it comes to here, this is about where this is gonna have to be its thing. Very articulate, I know. And for that, I might have to get rid of this. We'll see. Because we can't really do this, right? Because that looks ridiculous. We can kind of do... Ooh. Whoops. Kind of do this. Yeah, but it actually transforms the whole thing. Because we want it to come up. So the problem with doing that is it's not a thing. So if we do it like this, it ends up pulling it down. Well, that might be okay. We just have to do it this way. Oh, but look, it gets thinner and thinner the higher we go. No, we don't want to do that. We gotta lock it, but we can't because it's curved. Or rather, we probably could. I'm just not, knowledgeable enough. So you know what? Actually, bring me back this, and let's do one of these, kind of like we already have. But this is going to be how we end up with what we actually want. So let's get rid of these faces here. And even to some degree this and this. And we're going to actually cut this a little bit more so that there's still a lip. 10 probably wasn't actually enough. But it is what it is. Leave that actually. And let's do that. So we'll cut that in half. Now, this we're actually going to have to mess with a little bit. This might not be perfect in the end because doing it that way sometimes messes it up, but it might be good enough. Okay. And then we're going to take this outer ring and we're going to go all the way to here with it, the whole curve, and we'll extend that outward and then figure out why that looks so bad on this side. What's going on? No, we don't need this. So we end up with that dome we want, at least to this degree. Or not dome, but you get what I'm saying. And I feel that when we smooth it, so to give you an idea what I mean by that, we smooth it, it's going to be far enough away from the camera in the game that you're not going to see that it's only so many polygons. So it'll be okay. This will come out as like a post of sorts, but it also has to meet this. So it almost has to do something goofy like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm kind of okay with it. I don't know that I want it to be diagonal like that though. I almost want to do like a subdivide here. Pulling this over. Which then means that we don't need these. And ideally, we make this look the same on both sides. So this is a length of 5.89. So we want this to be a length of 5.89. What is this one? Just 5. So one way to do that is just do this and go negative 5.89. It doesn't have to be that precise, but I'm doing it here anyway, so I may as well make it that precise. Precise. Okay, let's turn off this. So with that, this can go, and this plus this can meet it on this side. Did I actually remove the doubles? No, of course not, because it's I don't understand why, actually. It's right there. It should be meeting it. Oh, look at this. I don't understand why it does this. Why it can't. Like, the math should be there, but it's not. Alright. And then we can just make a thing here to make the face. Oops. Actually, we don't even need that, because this is hidden. Actually, all this we don't need. Because it's not going to be a thing you can even see. These are useless as well. This is probably not going to be needed either. Not like that anyway. What I do on the other side of this, I don't know. What I might do, just because we might do something on this side where the player could see it, I'll go ahead and pull that up. This is not needed back here. I tend to try to clean as I go so that I don't miss unused faces when we get into the actual engine and stuff. But that's now kind of getting roughly what we're going for. So if we look at our reference in comparison, it's obviously it's not the same, but oops, it's similar, right? And that's what we were going for, is similar. So if we actually go ahead and go ahead and put this in the engine and see how much room this is, we can kind of get an idea how much further we want it. We could also just leave this and work on the other aspects and then just kind of drag this along as we go. But I'm kind of curious what this feels like in the engine, so let's go ahead and just export the FBX. We're not worried about the normal, or not any of that yet, because this is more of a test. So let's just do yeah, we'll just do test model. Test, or we'll do work in progress lobby.fbx, and we'll just delete the model when we're done in the end, because I'm gonna separate these out. Like, the ceiling's gonna be its own thing. This is gonna be its own thing, because we don't want all this on the same texture map, because it's gonna look like shit if we do that. So I'll end up making it look better. All this crap here. Assets. Yeah. Architecture. Lobby. So we're just importing this. I don't want. I sure doesn't. I don't want. Do not create materials. This is fine. Don't mix collisions. Actually, go ahead. I'm just gonna change it though. Can I tell it to do advanced collisions? Whatever. Import. So I already know. Yeah, there's no normals or anything, so it's fine. But I want to see roughly what it's gonna look like when we get it in. Now, of course, since there's no textures or anything, it's gonna be hard to line this up. And I have the thing like this. But let's just put a light down. It's gonna be easier to do it if we can see it lit. Not that lit. I need to turn this off. Post-processing. Can I turn you off for a second? I don't want to permanently turn it off. Okay, well, I'll have to remember to turn that back on someday. All right, let's Try to figure out where I even have this lining up properly. Problem is I didn't move this, so it makes it more difficult to screw with. Dum-dum. Okay, that might be close. That's close. So that's what it's looking like in game. So in game so far. As you can see, we've already got an issue with it's taller than that. So we're gonna have to mess with something or another, and that might be going in and changing this model so that there's no window there. Obviously, when you're in the game, it doesn't really matter that there's windows and stuff up here. When you get in and there's not, it doesn't matter that much because this is just a facade anyway. Most people aren't going to go, wait a minute, I remember there being a window that way. I should line up. Some people will, but most won't. And again, we can always change this up. But the idea is that in general, the scale doesn't look terrible. I need to move my player start since it doesn't seem to want to work properly anyway. Oh, collision. See, I have this, look at this, play, current camera position. Doesn't work. Yeah. Let's go into collision over this real quick. Collision, complex collision. Also, the engine is working really shitty today. You can see like the frame rate of this. I don't know why it's doing that. It did that ever since I started when I launched Unreal. Yeah, your frame rate has been tweaked manually. See, this should be fine. This is an issue with the engine today. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a patch that screwed things up. Because it's okay here. It's just when I'm in like the menus and stuff that the frame rate's really bad. Here, no problem. Alright, let's move this player start. Hello. Okay. Okay. So yeah, once we smooth that out, you won't be able to tell all those like sections and stuff, and it'll look better. But scale-wise, probably okay. So now we're just thinking about, you know, the reception area, maybe right here. Still got quite a bit to build out, but we have a little reception hole on that side, I think. I still kind of want it over on the right, so we will probably do that. And again, these are a bit wonky right now, but we'll fix those. Fix these kind of things. These like this coming through. We'll fix that. So it's not a big deal. See, already we've made a little bit of progress, so that's good. Do a save real quick. All right, now back in here. Now we got to go to this control scheme, which is different, of course. So we want a reception desk that, you know, give me a box here real quick. How big do I want this reception? Z, we want it to be maybe 100. Let's just play in the engine, play in this viewport. That'll be easier. The desk itself can be at about 100, I suppose. I like looking over it. You're supposed to be a, you know, a grown-ass man, so or woman. I don't think I'm gonna have any kind of distinguishing feature that tells you either way. Is that a big enough desk? I think for a reception for school, probably, right? Yeah, 400. So we'll do 100 tall, 400, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So it's gonna be built into the wall. Oh, right. We actually it won't be built into the wall. It's gonna be its own thing because this is gonna be a different thing on this side than this side. So what we will do then, because we don't want to apply, we don't want to make this not, well, I guess the mirror part of it, well, no, because if we do the other side, well, we probably won't, because this will probably be a, something won't be mirrored. You know what, we can go ahead and apply the mirror modifier, I think. Okay, well, I guess there were no doubles somehow. Cool. And we'll work on this side. And again, a lot of this is going to be cut up into different models in the end. I could kind of start that process now, but yeah. Okay. So this is going to kind of be a wall here. But kind of, I mean, is going to be, definitely. You know what? Subdivide that. Subdivide that. Cut that. Okay. And then, oh, that doesn't do what I, shoot. All right, hold on. I gotta look something up because it's bugging me. That's Steam. Where's it at? There's a hotkey I can't remember. Cut across the face and there's a J. It's like join. I thought I did that. It didn't work. Try that again. J. Okay, there we go. That's all it was. Just J. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we don't want to destroy that yet, though. What we do want to do is can make a wall here, or rather, will be a wall that we're going to cut up a bit. So the best way I think of doing that is we get rid of these and we just extrude to each of these layers and hope that that actually did remove all the vertices we wanted it to. Just realized I had those. Yeah. With that being the wall, we don't need this anymore. This I'll probably pull in because I'll probably use this as a wall behind the reception desk. And we'll make it about the same thickness. Actually, if it's going to be the wall behind the reception desk anyway, what I should just do is get rid of it for now, and then we'll just make the wall later because we don't need it right now. Because it could just be this, even, as the wall behind reception. Which I mean this. Let's see, I can pull this out as far as I want it to for the wall behind reception desk. Because this can be hidden, or not hidden, but not drawn. Okay. So then, we said we wanted it to be 100 tall. So we'll subdivide that. And I believe we should just be able to put in 100 on the Z. Okay. It's probably all right there. I could make it better than that. I could actually make it more uniform. Oops. There. So that's going to be kind of the reception window, I suppose. Oops. Oh. Yeah, we want to do that on both sides, actually. Just realized. Okay, we'll just bridge. Okay, so that'd be like the little reception kind of window-y looking thing. So you would walk in and look in. And before we do too much more with that, let's go ahead and export it again. And re-import it here. Get rid of that. Oh, now the frame rate of this is getting real bad. Oh, there we go. So what I'm trying to figure out too here, and we'll just do this with the facility. Furniture. Actually, no, it's going to be SCP up. No, it's going to be just SCP. Meshes. Yeah, actually, we just want the physical one because I just want to see where we would actually want this. So maybe 150 is fine. Okay. So someone sitting down could have a chair. Pretty high chair too, because if we come in here, yeah, I guess that's not that high. So sitting down should be good. So I want to come down just a little bit, not much though, for the actual desk part. It'll be attached to the wall. Yeah. And we'll make definitely make it more detailed as we work on it, but just doing basics for the moment. Oops. So pretty much like up to here maybe. Something like that should be fine. And there. Now it probably doesn't need to be that deep of a desk. But again, we're gonna look. It's a little fucking lemonade stand right now, but detail will come. So if we look at this now, and we re-import it, it's kind of what it would be like. So, yeah, I could see that. Especially if you had a chair and you shoved it underneath like that. Hell, you could probably even lower it a little bit more. If that's where someone's arms would be. Probably lower that just a bit. Not much. Just a bit though. God, I don't know what the deal is with Unreal Engine right now. I've never had it do this frame rate shit. Did it even? I don't think I actually exported it. Because it doesn't look like it moved down at all. Or is it just, or did I just move it so little that it almost didn't even matter? Really? Let's try that again. I could measure it. That would have saved me some time, but... Alright, there it goes, it moved. That should be okay. Oh, the frame rate, man. Yeah, that should be good. So if you're behind the desk, it's about that low. If you're on the other side checking in or whatever, you're over here. And that could work for a little reception area. Then we're gonna have an area for like a door. And now I gotta remember what the door dimensions are. Or at least the door doorway, rather. So we look at main doors. That's a double door. So here's a doorway right here. And that should be, yeah, that should be a single person. That's fine. This measures at 128, nope, sorry. It was 11 thick, 100 by 220 is what we're wanting here. So if we come here, again, we're kind of dragging this along with us at the moment. Say we go about 300. And we want a door that's 220 tall. Then we're going to need to subdivide this on both sides. And this can be ignored here. Solve edges, as can this and this, because that was just for this little window here. And then we want this at 220. So it seems a bit crazy. We'll lower this a bit because that's a bit much right now, and we'll put like some sort of design or something. I'll look up some reception areas to make that look better. But that's a 220, and was it 100 by 220? I believe. Yeah, 100 by 220. So amount was 100, right? Yeah, so 50. So that'll get us that kind of doorway. Now this is a thickness too much, I believe. A thickness too much. Sure. But we'll see what we can do here. If we get rid of these, Oh, right. That's fine. It might not matter too much. Because we do want it to match up. So what I might want to do is almost have this kind of pushed in a bit, right? So if we try to figure out what the length is here that we want for, I think it was 11. Oops. Yeah, 11 is the width of this doorway. So we actually want to make it like maybe 10, so it has a little tiny bit of overlap, if not even thinner than that. And if we look at the y here of 5 roughly, 5, 4, and 5, 2, so that's 20, essentially. And then we want this to actually come out. Oops. Undo this. Let's say 8. Right? Now we can do this, this. I'm not sure why I decided I wanted to do the bottom first, since that's not even needed. So that's kind of how much we got to come in. It's not the end of the world that we've kind of screwed this up a little. Because what I could do is subdivide this. You can kind of make a detail out of my mess up here. What's the length? 50? Okay. So, ultimately what we can do is come in now that much. Oops. Like so. And then effectively do this. And then we get kind of like a little detail now. And we can add to, you know, and put little flourishes and things here and there. But now we have a doorway that kind of makes sense here. And then on the back it doesn't look that good, but we can add like another kind of a similar idea on this side. If not even move this whole chunk this way a bit and do almost the exact same thing where we do this and this and this. Oops. Oh, come on. And that. And then what we can do, since this is a length of 12, we move this up 6 then. Oops. And what we kind of want to do is a similar thing, but get rid of this. Wait. Why is this not cut all the way up? Please. There we go. Oop. Okay. And then move this now 6 that way. and do the same thing we did on the other side now. Uh-oh, what's gone in here? Why is this? I wonder why they didn't want to wrap all the way. That's concerning. Okay, well, whatever. Oops. There we go. Same idea here. Just in case. Okay. So now we've got a doorway with an indentation, which gives it a little bit better detail. So what was kind of a mistake, we've now kind of salvaged into something that looks nicer. So that's always good. Or at least in my opinion, looks nicer. We can keep those there, it's not a big deal. So now if we do the same thing like we've been doing and we export this, well, actually, you know what? We're at least going to have the wall this big. So let's pull along our the rest of our stuff. Should I extrude it? Probably. Okay, we don't need the top, obviously. Ooh. We don't need, yes, we do need that. Didn't need the top. Good. And then again, this we don't really need to, yeah, we'll extrude it. If we want to remove the edge later, we can. Yep, I knew it. I knew it was gonna do that. It always does. I don't know why. Just the way it is. Even though it shouldn't, it does. So we just live with it. And then, honestly, I don't really need these faces. They're just causing me a problem anyway. So I may as well just do them like that. Again, I don't know. This is probably just how the ceiling's going to look in here too. So this is fine. Just keep it this way. Same with whatever we put on this side. But now you've extended the lobby a little bit larger. So if we export this again, we can take a look at it in the 2 frames per second that Unreal Engine wants to give us for some stupid ass reason. And we've already re-imported it once the frame rate figures things out. Now we can go get a door from main doors. And since I have this like this, I don't know why the engine's acting like this. It's so weird. There. And this doorway now fits perfectly. So now we have a doorway, which actually means that since there is a proper doorway, whoop, I can get rid of a couple. Why? I can get rid of a couple faces here. Because that's gonna be hidden anyway. And then we'll just export, make sure that doesn't look like trash. In fact, that's weird. Might just be because I didn't line that up correctly when I first plugged it in there. Yeah. Oh. What? Now that just could be a lighting issue. because look, there are faces there. That could just be an issue because there's no UVs and stuff right now. That's a bit odd. Okay. Oof. Jeez. Okay. So yeah, see, there's a face there. It's just there's no light map stuff. So there, and then we would be able to come into the reception. Now, like I said, this reception window is going to be smaller. Probably at least as small as to line up with that. But now, when you come into the reception area, or reception, sorry, the school, you would come in whatever floor, have some kind of a ceiling. I might do another one of these right here now. Depends, I guess, on what I put on this side, because we don't want to screw that up too much. Because we'll work on the other side in a minute. Well, maybe not today, but at some point. Let's just actually pull this down a bit. We don't want to do that, do I? Yeah. Let's do this. Oops. Okay. So now at least this reception window will match up with this, and then again we could have some kind of flourishment to it. So like how this has all this kind of stuff, right? And this gated or whatever the hell this is, you know, we could have some sort of design in front. We're not gonna have a glass window there because I could, you know, see that for an office building or whatever, not necessarily for school. You know, then again, I wouldn't be surprised bulletproof glass in our schools, but it's just the way it is, I suppose. So we subdivide all that. So now we have something to start working off of. I kind of want to see how this looks. Actually, you know what? Something like this. I don't know why I didn't do it this way first. Sometimes I just like to toy with things and see how they end up. So I have like glass this way. And then potentially even do something like this. See how this looks. Oh, shoot. Why'd I do that way? That was stupid of me. I don't know what I'm thinking. There's a tool for that, and I'm just not thinking. There. Alright. something like this. Oops. Bridge. Whoa. There. So now we have this kind of thing here, and then what we could do is make these glass panes. I don't know if I'll do it here because there might be. I could. You just have to make a two-sided texture for them. I'm gonna flip the normal on that. Oops. Oop. Not sure why that did that. So then that could be like a glass kind of thing, and then with this we could even do something with the texture to make it look like it's broken. But this could have like a kind of little metal texture to it. And then we'll just have these there'll be two-side textures so it won't look weird. But that at least gives us something, additional to the reception desk. For detail. Now, I don't know if I should remove some unnecessary. We can't really move it. It'll be fine. This whole giant thing is only 1,300 triangles. It's perfectly fine. All right. So we might want to put something at least here for decoration. Let's get rid of this and this. So we don't need the edges for that. And we want to line this up with this and this. Okay. And then we want to do another one. Maybe. Actually, you know what? Let's do like a thing like this to kind of complement these doors a bit in that style. Do something like that. Sure. Ooh, that's too much. Two maybe. So there, now it kind of fits that style, that like indented little style. And then we could actually further do that again. Kind of bump it back out. We don't want to bump it back out more than it would be. So if this is the y of 5 to whatever, how it is out more than it would be. Yeah, that'll just bump people's knees then, I guess, when they walk by. So now that kind of fits this. I could probably have done just the same thing with a texture, but it should be fine. I almost wish I would have done a whole thing around this, so that it's clear that it was like a, it's not actually part of the wall. Because these walls, if they're going to be like the same color as this, this kind of brownish beige looking color, then, and these are going to be wood. This whole thing's wood. Then it kind of needs to match. It already is kind of here, so we could just get away with doing a subdivide across this and just when we texture it, it ends up okay that way. Because otherwise, it's gonna be a bit of an issue trying to now push all this back or something. We could potentially, you know, extrude this out to give it a bit of a lip to it, but then this we have to kind of screw with a little bit, which isn't the end of the world. We could do that. In fact, we could do it like this even. The issue is then it's gonna mess with this, so let's get rid of the... Well, if we're gonna extrude this out, let's say we extrude it out just a bit, just like 3. Then we do this. Oh, this is gonna be a pain, isn't it? Well, not a huge pain. How many of these are there? There's just 1, 2. I want to make sure that these all end up lining up, because otherwise we can get some goofy edge stuff going on if we don't do it just right. Oops. We want to add a little bit more depth to this. Oops. Which that accomplishes. So you can see that, you know, maybe the reception desk was kind of put in at a later date kind of thing. Yeah, see, that's an issue, isn't it? Because that's not being acknowledged. What's this? Useless. Okay, get rid of it. Oops. I don't need those faces anymore. See, yeah, this is where I was kind of worried about. Oh no, we're good. You're just being goofy because that face still existed. That's fine. Okay. I'm okay with that. How's this? That still seems okay. Cool. So see, now we've got a little bit more detail done on this actual reception area here. So again, and we'll do this for the final time, then I'll probably call it for now. Come in here, re-import this. Jump in, let's take a quick look at it, and it still will, and again, the lighting and stuff's all screwed up because of the way it is, but this way it kind of makes sense, you know, would maybe be that tall. There'll be clutter and stuff, of course, everywhere, but that'll either be glass, you know, that's maybe busted out, or some kind of metal. This is bumped out a bit, so we know that maybe it was added later, or it just was, you know, it's part of the reception desk and not part of the actual walls, which will be a different color. But that starts getting us there a little bit with the reception area, or rather the lobby. Which is good. So there we go. Neat. All right, let me save this. I don't know why, again, the engine's acting so goofy, but it is the way it is. And there you go. That's what we accomplished today. Aside from this, let's just do this. Cube. Where's this cube at? Get rid of this cube. Delete this. What's this? Oh, okay. So yeah, there we go. So in about 2 hours, modeled this little section of the lobby. And again, it's not directly representative of the reference that we had gone off of, but it's pretty close. So next time, what I'll probably do, even if this ends up being blocked off, which it probably will be, is I'll maybe make a stairwell on this side going up this way, because this way definitely won't make any sense. Even though it's saying, like, if it's a facade and it can look a little different, that's all fine and dandy, but it still has to make some sense going that way. If it goes the other way, then yeah, it makes no sense. So it'll be a little bit opposite from what's going on here. But it might be blocked off. Or even an elevator might go here. That's blocked off. Or the basement. Because here, we're going to have a staircase that's going to go upward. And then we're going to have hallways that'll go from left and right here. Or probably not anything this side. This will be all solid. Other than maybe, like I said, that one thing. Or if there is, maybe a bathroom or something could go here. Or just a door. Could go here. It won't matter. We'll see what happens. So anyway, that will conclude this little bit of a development stream, and it was hopefully more exciting than the last one, because we actually made a little bit of assets this time instead of just screwing around with the Unreal Engine's blueprint system. And that's the way it is. So I will see you guys on the next time I decide to do one of these.